Another day, another story. In late December 1862, Union and Confederate forces clashed at the Battle of Stones River, near Murfreesboro, Tennessee, during the American Civil War, 1861-65. On December 31st, Confederate General Braxton Bragg's 35,000 troops successfully attacked the 42,000-strong Union force commanded by Major General William Rosecrans. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. Union troops withstood the assault, but retreated to a defensive position, which they would hold against repeated attacks over the next 2 days. On January 2, 1863, another Confederate assault was repelled by overwhelming Union artillery fire, forcing Bragg to order a southern retreat. With approximately 23,000 total casualties, Stones River was one of the deadliest battles of the war. Rosecrans claimed victory, and the battle provided a much-needed boost to Union morale following their defeat at Fredericksburg, Virginia. The Battle of Stones River, also known as the Battle of Murfreesboro, was a significant battle fought during the American Civil War. It took place from December 31, 1862, to January 2, 1863, near Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The battle was fought between the Union Army of the Cumberland, commanded by Major General William S. Rosecrans, and the Confederate Army of Tennessee, led by General Braxton Bragg. The battle began when Bragg's Confederates launched a surprise attack on Rosecrans's Union forces on December 31, 1862. The Confederates initially gained ground, but the Union troops held their lines and managed to stabilize their position. Over the next 2 days, both sides fought fiercely, resulting in heavy casualties on both sides. The battle was one of the bloodiest engagements of the Civil War, with over 23,000 casualties. Despite the high cost, the Union forces emerged victorious. The Battle of Stones River was a strategic Union victory as it bolstered Northern morale after the defeat at the Battle of Fredericksburg, and also ensured Union control of central Tennessee. The aftermath of the battle saw both armies remain in the vicinity for several months, with neither side making significant advances. The Battle of Stones River had a lasting impact on the course of the war, demonstrating the determination and resilience of both the Union and Confederate forces in a brutal and bloody conflict. Prelude to the Battle of Stones River. The end of 1862 found Major General William Rosecrans' Army of the Cumberland in Nashville, 30 miles north of General Braxton Bragg's troops. Rosecrans, 1819-98, had assumed command of the army only in October, with the understanding that he would attack Bragg, 1817-76, and drive the Confederates from central Tennessee. This move was delayed throughout the fall by John Morgan's cavalry, who harassed the Yankees and threatened their supply line. Finally, the day after Christmas, Rosecrans moved his force south to meet Bragg. Battle of Stones River begins. The armies collided along Stones River on New Year's Eve. Facing a larger Union force, 42,000 Union soldiers to 35,000 Confederates, Bragg launched an attack in bitterly cold morning fog against the Yankees' right flank. The attack was initially successful in driving the Union back, but the Yankees did not break. A day of heavy fighting brought significant casualties, and the suffering was compounded by the frigid weather. The Confederates came close to winning, but were not quite able to turn the Union flank against Stones River. The new year dawned the next day with each army still in the field and ready for another fight. The strike came on January 2nd, and the Confederates lost the battle. Bragg attacked against the advice of his generals and lost the confidence of his army. The Union troops repelled the assault, and Bragg was forced back to Tullahoma, Tennessee. The North was in control of central Tennessee, and the Union victory provided a much-needed morale boost in the aftermath of the Yankees' loss at the Battle of Fredericksburg in December 1862. Stones River was a hard-fought, bloody engagement, with some of the highest casualty rates of the war. The Union suffered approximately 13,000 troops killed, wounded, or captured, while the Confederates had approximately 10,000 casualties. President Abraham Lincoln, 1809-65, later wrote to Rosecrans, "You gave us a hard victory which, had there been a defeat instead, the nation could scarcely have lived over." Whispers of Stones River. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest as cannons roared in the distance. The Battle of Stones River had begun, and the world around her seemed to shudder with the violence of war. She clutched a letter in her hand, the inked words from her husband Daniel providing both comfort and worry. He was out there, amidst the chaos, fighting for a cause he believed in. Amidst the deafening sounds of battle, Amelia found herself drawn to the field hospital. There the air was thick with the scent of antiseptic and the moans of the wounded. A young nurse, Clara, moved with grace, tending to the injured soldiers. Her hands, though gentle, held a quiet strength that inspired Amelia. As the days wore on, Amelia volunteered alongside Clara. She learned to staunch bleeding wounds, to offer comfort to those in pain, and to steel herself against the horrors of war. Among the wounded, she found stories of bravery and fear, tales of home and lost dreams. Each bandage she tied became a connection, a bridge between her and the soldiers. One night, under the dim glow of a lantern, she met a Confederate soldier named Thomas. His leg was mangled, but his spirit was unbroken. In whispered conversations, he shared his dreams of peace, of a world where families wouldn't be torn apart by ideology. Amelia, though a Unionist, saw the humanity in his eyes, and they forged an unlikely bond amidst the chaos of war. As the battle raged on, Amelia and Clara found themselves in the midst of a critical moment. The field hospital became overwhelmed, and they worked tirelessly, their hands moving with practiced precision. In the early hours of a cold January morning, as the first light of dawn touched the battlefield, a ceasefire was declared. The Battle of Stones River had ended. In the days that followed, as the smoke cleared, Amelia continued her work, helping soldiers from both sides mend their wounds. Thomas, too, survived, his spirit unbroken. Together, they witnessed the tragedy of war, but also the resilience of the human spirit. As the war drew to a close, Amelia and Thomas parted ways, but the bond they shared remained, a testament to the power of compassion in times of strife. Whispers of Stones River became a tale told by many in the years that followed, a story of unlikely friendships and the healing touch of kindness amidst the brutality of war, reminding the world that even in the darkest of times, humanity could prevail. Echoes of Valor. In the aftermath of the Battle of Stones River, the once tranquil town of Murfreesboro lay in ruins. Among the rubble and remnants of war, a young girl named Lily wandered, her eyes wide with innocence yet touched by the harsh realities of conflict. Her parents, fervent abolitionists, had been lost to the war, leaving her an orphan. Amidst the devastation, she found solace in a makeshift library, a collection of salvaged books from homes destroyed and lives disrupted. One day, as she ventured deeper into the ruins, she discovered an injured Confederate soldier named Samuel, barely more than a boy himself. Samuel, despite his wounds, possessed a kind heart and a love for literature. Through the power of words, he and Lily forged an unlikely friendship, transcending the bitter divide of war. In their secret meetings among the ruins, they shared stories from the books Lily had found, creating a sanctuary of imagination amidst the chaos. As weeks passed, the bond between Lily and Samuel grew stronger. Together, they dreamt of a world where kindness triumphed over conflict, and where understanding could bridge even the deepest divides. Samuel, once a soldier driven by duty, began to question the very ideals he had fought for, inspired by Lily's unwavering hope and empathy. Word of their clandestine friendship spread, reaching the ears of a battle-hardened Union officer named Captain Lawrence. Intrigued by the story of a young girl and a Confederate soldier finding common ground amidst the war, he sought them out. Instead of bringing harm, Captain Lawrence became an unexpected ally. He too had grown weary of the fighting and saw in Lily and Samuel the embodiment of the unity he longed for. Together, the unlikely trio embarked on a mission to heal the wounds of their town. They organized a ceasefire, convincing weary soldiers from both sides to lay down their arms and join forces in rebuilding. Amidst the labor, friendships blossomed, and former enemies became friends, bound by a shared desire for peace. In the years that followed, the story of Lily, Samuel, and Captain Lawrence became a legend, a tale of courage and compassion that echoed through generations. The town they helped rebuild stood as a testament to the power of understanding, reminding the world that even in the midst of the harshest storms, the human spirit could prevail, and unity could emerge from the ashes of division. The Tapestry of Stones River. In the wake of the Battle of Stones River, amidst the remnants of a war-torn landscape, a remarkable tale unfolded. At the heart of it were two women, Emily, a resourceful young woman from the north, and Sarah, a determined Confederate nurse. Fate, as it seemed, had entwined their lives in unexpected ways. Emily, an amateur artist, found solace in painting the ruins of the battlefield. Amidst the shattered trees and broken earth, she saw not just destruction but the resilience of nature, a symbol of hope and renewal. Sarah, on the other hand, dedicated herself to caring for the wounded, her hands becoming a beacon of comfort in a world marred by pain. One day, as Emily was sketching the remains of a once grand plantation, she met Sarah. Their initial conversations were cautious, filled with the unspoken tension of war. Yet as they spent more time together, their shared compassion for the suffering around them forged an unbreakable bond. Emily's sketches and Sarah's stories began to weave a tapestry of empathy, depicting the war not in shades of blue or gray, but in hues of humanity. As they worked together, Emily and Sarah started a project that would come to symbolize the unity they believed in. They began collecting stones from the battlefield, each one representing a story, a life, a moment of courage or despair. These stones, once instruments of destruction, were transformed into a memorial. Together, they engraved messages of peace and understanding on the stones, creating a mosaic of hope amidst the scars of war. Word of their project spread, capturing the imagination of soldiers and civilians alike. People from both sides of the conflict contributed, inscribing messages that transcended political allegiance. The memorial, known as the Tapestry of Stones River, became a symbol of reconciliation, a testament to the power of compassion in the face of adversity. Years later, long after the Civil War had ended, the Tapestry of Stones River stood as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. It became a place where people gathered to reflect on the lessons of the past, to honor the fallen, and to celebrate the enduring bonds that could be forged even in the midst of the most brutal conflicts. The tapestry told a story not just of a battle, but of the triumph of empathy, turning the echoes of war into a song of unity and hope. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.